entire conversation without any philosophy mumbo-jumbo?
Now you sound like my daughter, but as I like to constantly remind her, that philosophy mumbo-jumbo just saved your heart! Hold on, son.
The background noise gets noisy for a while, but eventually she returns.
Sorry, James, we'll just have to talk about this another time. Thanks again for watching the shop.
You're welcome. Alam. I have to say, though, it's no cakewalk. She laughs as she hangs up the phone, but even my own smile fades. Bright thoughts quickly replaced by mulling over Catherine's unfortunately sound advice. Tell her the truth, huh? It's a terrifying thought, but she deserves to know, doesn't she? We're meeting tonight, right? I stare at the text on my phone. It's a reminder of the sacrifices she made to be with me. For one, she stopped fighting for no other reward but the esteemed privilege of being able to talk to me every day. It's the least I can do. I try to imagine what we could be if she forgave me. What could we be? Why don't you be you? Oh my god, so I was listening to TikToks a second ago, but then this game's music just really brought me out of it, because this background song is a bop. Anyway guys, hello, this is Ryan Sierra. Welcome to part 3 of Pears, where I eat lots of pears. So, something closer to being normal, something closer to being real. I mean, yeah, this obviously sounds like the good ending route choice, so... Cause who wants to be normal, dude? Bro, come on, you don't want to conform to the man. Maybe. If I'm lucky and she still wants something to do with me, then maybe we can become something more. A real relationship based on something tangible. Like her trust. Or maybe friends. I look down at my hands and just like that my mind flashes to her royal outfit. I can't deny that on top of everything, I'm also physically attracted to her. Something about blue women with red afros just really gets me. I guess pink, right? Hence her weird nickname, Kitten Pink. Ooh, 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 ooh. The way her eyes look at me and through me. The curliness of her soft hair, the heat of her too warm skin, the time when her physical quirks would have made me balk has long since passed. Wait. The time when her physical quirks made me bulk? Hold on. What? Hold on. What does bulk mean? Bulk definition. It says right here, hesitate or be unwilling to accept an idea or undertaking. The fuck? A second ago he was like, I can't deny that I'm also physically attracted to her. And then literally he just went like, oh god dude, she used to just kind of fucking make me recoil. If a miracle occurs and she forgives me, I'm certain I'd like to be more than friends. I'd like our friendship to be more tangible, to become something real. Hey, it's tonight, right? I text Noya back. Right. Where do we meet? You can just come to the shop after we close, okay? Okay. Why don't you tell me what we're meeting for? I hesitate. Before, it was because I wanted to use it as an opportunity to get a little closer, but as the evening approaches, a feeling of dread blossoms in my stomach instead. I should tell her the truth tonight. I send a response. Just come, okay? I want to say something like, it's a surprise. It's a pickle surprise! Or, it's a date, but that would only add insult to injury. She stays strangely silent, sending no reply. She's been doing that a lot lately, too. I turn on the TV and try not to let my eyes glaze over in the meantime. As we walk towards the park together, Noya matches my pace and walks alongside me. I glance over her. I've never seen her in regular clothes. I don't dress up too often myself, but I'd went out to buy a jacket just for tonight. I guess it's not surprising to imagine, but usually she wears that other thing. The intricate looking... Oh, fuck. Whoa, fuck. Hold on. Hold up. Hold up. I'm sorry. This... Ooh! 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 Huh, you look different. She looks at me, blue eyes glowing unnaturally in the darkness, just like a cat's. Is this not appropriate attire? It's so bizarre how much I've changed. The first time I looked into those bright, glittery eyes, it was strange, flashing with color. They looked terrifyingly unnatural. But this close? I can't help but stare into them. They're a little stifling, but they are, of course, human clothes. Mel helped me shop for them on some kind of virtual store. It was very... It was Amazon, wasn't it? Antiquated, but a pleasant experience in general, I suppose. What do you mean? Here's James, looking even more like a fucking, DC superhero, out of costume. Her eyes flash with annoyance. I could not even try the clothes on. They just had flat pictures. I barely stifle a laugh, attracting her attention. I'm going to miss these moments. My smile dies. Already I'm acting as though it's over, but I can't help it. When she finds out what I'd planned to do, she's going to... James? This is a date, yes? Huh? The sound of her voice is a welcome interruption of my thoughts. You mentioned it earlier. Oh, right, I did. Back at the shop. Yeah, I did. I meant it, too. Have you ever been on a date before? The question takes me by surprise. I don't quite know what to say, so I fall back. Something safe. To something safe. Light teasing. I cross my arms. Do you really want to know? Kitten looks at me like I've grown a second head. I asked. You were aware that I want to know. Oh, right. I forgot figures of speech are lost on her. Yeah, a little bit. Okay, hold on. Let's bring the music back down to the second tier. That's good. I try again. Why do you want to know? She stops walking, placing her hands on her hips. Because I'm curious. What is it with this inane line of questioning? I try not to laugh at her frustrations. Sorry. If you are simply shy, then why not just ask me to share my own experiences? For example, we were on Fidelia, and the ruler thought his bloodline was so coveted amongst the stars that he offered himself from my hand in exchange for not being destroyed. He was a weak, tyrannical man. Daddy did not extend mercy.
Number 1 rule about Fight Club. Daddy does not extend mercy. Number 2 rule about Fight Club. Daddy does not extend...
I blink at her. What a heavy story. I open my mouth and close it. It's kind of hard to follow that one. Well, on my end, to answer your question, yes. When I was in high school, I was kind of popular. I got asked out by 4 different girls in the first 2 weeks of my junior year. Oh? Which one did you choose? I rub my neck uncomfortably. At the time, all of them. It was pretty great for me, but at the time, they weren't happy about it when they found out. I was an idiot back then, though. Dude, this is one of the reasons why I love this game so much. Me and James had the same, junior year experience, sort of. I look at her from the corner of my eye, but her expression doesn't change. When she doesn't comment either, I tease her lightly, hoping for a reaction. It was before we knew each other, so you don't have to be jealous. She shoots me an amused look. Jealousy is only for people who are weak. If I want a heart, I work hard to seize it. She stares at me, a smile playing on her lips. I'm only looking at her, but my heart begins pounding in my chest. My mouth goes dry. I lick my lips to moisten them, then force out my question. I'm not sure why I'm so interested in the first place, but... Have you ever, seized a heart before? In more ways than one, yeah. Even though she flashes me a cheeky grin, I can tell she just doesn't mean in battle. I wonder who in the galaxy is strong enough to grab her attention. A strange twinge twisted my stomach. Imagining her chasing after someone else isn't as relieving as I thought it'd be. Her words echo in my head. Jealousy is only for people who are weak. I smile wryly. Guess I'm weak then. Noya tilts her head. Regardless of who has had my attention before, that hardly matters now, does it? Whether or not they were worthy is another matter altogether, since at the moment... Her arm brushes against mine. As always, her skin is hot to the touch, but despite that, she still manages to send a chill through my body. It's your heart I've been wrestling to seize. If humans weren't so confusing, I might have made better headway, but I'll claim this date as progress on my route to glorious victory. I wonder what other victories I'll lay my hands on soon. I don't mean to, but I stop in my tracks. Somewhere deep inside, a feeling of abject disbelief bubbles to the surface. To say that Kitten Pink didn't have a sense of coyness about her at times would be true, but somehow she seems much more forward than I've seen her. Is something wrong? She stops suddenly herself, a few steps in front of me. Why would there be? You seem different. I'm not. She says it too quickly for me to believe her, but I can't exactly call her a liar to her face. Hey, I don't know what I should do to comfort her. I try to think of something to cheer her up. Are you sure? Because you're looking kind of blue. Sir, that's racist. Anyway, she turns and looks at me blankly. I am always this color? I laugh weakly. Right. I forgot that Nyan humor is a little different than mine. Plus, I'm sure the fact that she always hears me through Mel's translator doesn't help. I try to think of something else, but she's already looking at me with a mildly curious expression. My mood has not changed my skin color either, though I cannot say the same for you. She suddenly leans forward, too close to my face. Her hypnotic eyes serve as glowing beacons in the darkness. I can feel the heat of her skin as I stumble back a few steps, caught off guard. Hold on, you know what? Mid-motion change, dude. From now on, we're gonna, hold up, what if I do this? Okay. Mid-game change, dog. From now on, we're gonna voice this girl in like a high-pitched voice, okay? But without a lisp. Without like a lisp, but like a girly lisp. Ah, there it is. There it is. Too bad humans don't come in orange. You would have definitely looked good at my side. I don't know how effective that was, but maybe there really isn't anything wrong with her. I push down the nagging feeling and will my blush away. James, I have a question. When you stargaze, shouldn't the sky be clear? I look up. I completely forgot to check the weather. It's not overcast, but it is windy, the clouds blustering by solidly with little way to effectively see through them. Oh. Noya lets out a carefree laugh, then gazes at me solemnly. I like dates very much. With the way she looks at me when she says it, I'm finding it very hard to disagree. We settle on walking around the park, chatting. When we get tired, when I get tired, she humors me and sits down beside me on a bench. Wait, is this the same bench? I think this is the same bench I saw you sitting at before. Don't you remember? I was on my way to work and you were sitting here by yourself. Oh, yes. This is the same one. Whenever you say meet at the park, I automatically think of this place. I was on Earth long before we met, but it's funny how most of my cherished Earth memories are linked to you. She scoots close to me, then leans her body into my chest. One of her ears brushes gently my cheek. Brushes gently against my cheek, you frickin' fricker! And I relax as Noya's ever-present body heat washes over me. Dude, honestly, not gonna lie, I would be getting so fucking hard right now. It feels good, sending alarm bells through me. This is wrong. I completely forgot the point of calling her out like this. It wasn't so I could enjoy her company or waste her time. It was so I could finally... Kitten, wait, I have something to tell you. Wait a minute. I thought picking the real one was like accepting her for how real she was, and that trying to be normal was gonna be like not accepting, because this isn't normal, right? Like this interspecies dating thing, I imagine, even though this game is supposed to be slightly futuristic, isn't super duper normal, right? Like people are still like heavily prejudiced and like ambivalent. So I thought real was gonna be cute and normal was gonna be like, oh, don't fucking have too many flings with this one because she's a blue skin. Anyway, she glances up at me, the angle of her face making her eyes seem huge. Cat eyes. If this ends up in me breaking up with her, I'm gonna say this right now, for a warning. I did not anticipate this. I did not intend for this to happen, no. Whoops. Yes? This is wrong because I'm a fraud. I swallow hard, willing my hands not to shake. She seems to sense something is wrong and lowers her head, nuzzling my chin lightly in a supremely cat-like manner. It's oddly comforting. You don't have to tell me what it is right now. I trust you. You don't have to tell me what it is right now. I trust you. I know she's trying to be comforting, but the sinking feeling in my chest only makes me feel colder. For a brief moment, I feel a flare of jealousy, or maybe self-loathing. I can't be sure. Noya, no matter what she did, whether it was wrong or right, or whatever moral compass she followed, she did so freely, without lying, without self-deception, without shame. I could only wish that I were so brave. I wish this could last forever. Okay, she looks high. What is this? She looks like she's unconscious? Me too. I let out a light laugh. It sounds false, even to me. Also, I know the scene is supposed to be tense. I get it. And I know people have some complicated opinions on music when it comes to the emotional tension of scenes, but this song is not... This does not match the scene. Ugh. Are you planning on leaving? What would make you think such a thing? I was speaking of the evening, not of our relationship. Oh, that makes sense. What time is it? Now? Her little robot thing speaks.
It is the second hour of the day.
Oh my god, it's 2 a.m. Wait, 2 a.m. already? Yo, literally me. I sit up and pull away. Your sister? Yeah, I have to go. I'm so sorry. Can I consider asking if I can walk her somewhere, but having Mel there to teleport her makes my question moot. It's not like I can walk her into space. You can return without me. I would like to be alone for a little while in this park space. Earth's flora is still so alien to me. Even the smells are foreign. It's lovely. She sits up, then looks at me. We both stand in unison. Her low, warm voice wraps around me. Good night, James. I don't know what I should do. Kiss her goodnight? But we've never kissed. Handshakes? If I was her, I'd break my hand. That's a terrible way to end a date. Hug? I open my arms and step forward, but she sits back down to the instant I do. I drop my arms quickly. I hope she didn't see that. Giving a quick two-finger wave, I turn back to my car, a thicker cloud of dread looming over lower than before. This has officially shifted from if it blows up in my face to when it blows up in my face. I sit in my car and stare at her for a moment, feeling the sourness of a lost opportunity to fix this mess. It takes a few minutes before I can pull away. I lay on my bed, staring at the ceiling. It's the middle of the night, so of course it's dead silent. The abject silence of the apartment doesn't mean that May's asleep, though. I reach for my phone and send her a text. Hey, you awake? The reply is instantaneous. Yeah, what is it? I have something to tell you. Tell away, bro. My fingers hover over the keyboard. I have to tell her about Noya. Part of me wonders what the point is, since Noya will probably break up with me sometime soon, but the other half... Maybe I'm still holding out in the hope of salvaging something. What if I told you I had a girlfriend? It doesn't even take a full 30 seconds for her to reply. I'd say duh. Huh? I start to type, but quickly delete the draft. No, this isn't the kind of conversation that should be texted. When I call her, she picks up immediately. What do you mean you'd say duh? Only someone who is completely obtuse, or at least someone who doesn't know as well as I do, would notice. I admit it took me a little while to catch on, since you're kind of hard to read, but one little thing gives you away. I try to narrow it down, but nothing comes to mind. What is it, Super Sleuth? It's easy to notice that you spend way more time getting dressed than usual, and not only that, but sometimes you get in weird moods where you mutter to yourself, but never made you do that. Work never made you do that. Don't let me start on all those weird presents that started showing up. I told you. Yeah, I know what you told me, but lying is a thing, just so you know. My friends and I have been trying to figure out who it is since you came home with that crazy-looking bouquet. We couldn't figure out where they were from, but Nice said whoever gave them to you is a total off-world big shot. Try the heir to the empire of off-world big shots. No, it's Eris. The name catches me off guard. Nice? Isn't that a Nyan name? Nice? So now you've got alien experts for friends. Dude, he's not an alien. Nice was born here. His family has been on Earth for decades. Anyway, I'm guessing you're telling me now because you want help with your super secret girlfriend, or should I say secret super girlfriend? Super secret secret super secret super secret super scooper pooper, the super scooper pooper. Right, so for people who are interested, I made James go ahead and like ask his little sister for help. Um, I don't recall doing that the first time around, but I also feel like, I mean, here's my train of thought, right? Playing this game like the second or third time around, here's my train of thought. We're clearly like, a little estranged from our sister, right? Like she's in school and we're at work all the time. We have this fucking, single dad, like, hang up because we're an orphan and we have to look after our little sister. So my thing is, what better way to bond, to create a bonding experience than to ask her for help? Yeah, I need your help. Okay, lay it on me. What's going on? I take a deep breath and let out a big fart. I started dating this girl and not for the best reasons. She seems startled because she doesn't respond for several seconds. Which are? My mind scrambles for something. Even if she seems cool about this, I can't really tell her about Noya. She's beautiful, and you could say she's kind of well off. So that explains the gifts. I never imagined my brother was a gold digger.
I mean, hello, we have no parents. I have to do what's best for the... I have to do what's best for the family.
The dry sarcasm in my sister's voice makes me feel shockingly small. It's clear she's unhappy with me, so she isn't pulling any punches. May... No, go on. This is an enlightening experience. I feel like I'm learning so much about you. So now May thinks I'm a jerk. Great. And worse, the realization dawns on me. Maybe I am a jerk. I feel like I should tell her the truth, but things are kind of different now. Different how? Different as in you like her? Well, as a person at the very least. But do you like her? I don't respond. Maybe because I can't. Fine, whatever, Silence McGee. If you want my opinion, I say don't tell her. Huh? Really? May's suggestion is surprising. I mean, let's be real. Everyone says stuff like, well, if my significant other was lying to me, I'd want to know the truth. And like, whoop-de-doo for them. Me personally, I wouldn't want to know. Especially since you don't feel the way you used to. If you don't like her, then I'd consider telling her for her sake. Mainly so she can dump your sorry butt. My mind flashes to how intensely she pursued me before I agreed to date her. I have a feeling that if I didn't tell her, she wouldn't be dumping me anytime soon. May's cheerful voice crows in my ear. Don't be so sure. And now I have to go. A toner is hosting the Natural Olympics' live stream in Lagos. I sigh. Alright, don't stay up too late. We hang up. She's only a room away, but the conversation has me thinking. When did she get so big?
FB.
Oh my god. Hannah's a ghost. Oh, whoops. Anyway. Somebody looks restless. I glance at Hannah. She's only been back a week and already I miss my freedom. I don't miss doing all that baking by myself, though. That reminds me, I still need to get her a thank you gift. I'm always like this. Yeah, right, I wasn't gone that long. Before I was shocked if you blinked once an hour, and today I've seen so many emotions on your face that it's creeping me out. Way too many Invasion of the Body Snatchers vibes. I lift a shoulder. Is it your girlfriend? I don't reply, knowing she's just baiting. Catherine would never have told her. And she's right, but still. I haven't heard from Noya at all lately. It's worrying. Hana waits for me to speak, but I stare longingly out the display window instead, sighing for probably the 100th time. Oh man, those cupcakes, man. Hana lets out her own annoyed sigh. I'll be right back. I need to go to the bathroom real quick. Please do me a favor and be less lovesick when I return. She leaves me with my thoughts, which are about Noya, but not in the usual way. When are you going to call me? When are you going to call me? It's been almost a week, but I haven't heard from her. Not only that, but my own calls have gone completely unanswered. An ominous feeling spreads throughout my body. Don't tell me she knows and she's been avoiding me. I shake my head. There's no way. She's much too direct for that. I glance at my phone. It doesn't even get a chance to complete a single ring before I answer the call. Noya? Where have you been? What's going on? Why haven't you...
James, I'm sorry. I know you're at work, but we need to talk.
Her tone of voice. Something's wrong. I pull on my coat over my apron just in time to see Hana walk back into the shop.
You're doing this again? But I need to pick up the triplets from daycare.
I'm sorry, Hana. I'll be back in time to close, I swear. Hana crosses her arms.
James, if you leave, I'm gonna tell Mom. I just can't allow this to go on. It's bad for business.
Kitten's voice sounds small through my phone speaker.
James?
I turn to leave.
James?
I'm sorry, Hana. I press my phone to my ear. Text me where you are. I'll be right there. I hear Hana's yell after me as I go.
You better be back in 1 hour, Zhang. Do you hear me? And tomorrow, I want an explanation. And a kiss on the cheek. And a game of poker. And blackjack!
I give a two-fingered wave as I run out of the shop.
What is this little two-fingered wave, dog? What is that? Is that like the weird, like, salute, the two-fingered salute people do?
When I pull up at the park, she's waiting there in her spot, almost like she's frozen in time. I get out of the car, throwing the gear in park so that I can approach.
Well, I hope you do. I certainly hope you do.
Noya. The moment she looks up to make eye contact, I'm already in front of her. I open my arms the moment she stands and pull her into me. I'm not sure what it is exactly about. I'm not sure what it is exactly about her face that tells me that she needs a hug, but somehow I understand. She's feverish. I know she's normally hot, but something about the way her skin feels just burns hotter to me. I pull away, looking her in the face, taking in the teal skin and bright, haunting eyes. And right then I decide, I will never tell her. To admit that I was a moron once upon a time doesn't seem like it's the right thing to do. It's true that Kitten deserves the truth, and the truth is, I love her. Wow. 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 Just the admission makes my back straighten with pride and takes the weight off of my shoulders. Whatever I felt before, I love her now, and I don't want anything to come between us, including a James that was too goal-oriented to see that she is valuable. Let's go somewhere quieter. She nods silently.
Where?
That is an excellent question. We can't go to the shop because Hana's there today, and May is home right now, so that might not be the best. Kitten stares at me, then pulls herself from my arms.
Do you trust me, James?
I do. I nod slowly.
Then, how about my home?
I try not to think about what that means and take a deep breath. Taking Noya's hand, I shoot her a wry smile. As long as I don't have to meet your dad, it should be fine, right? She laughs slightly, but doesn't answer my question, then squeezes my hand.
Alright, Mal, we're ready. Take us up.
Yes, princess.
Ooh! Ah, shit, we're in a hot tub. Hot tub time machine, hot tub time machine 2, and the... I don't really have a way to describe it, but I would have thought that being in such a small place would make the room hotter, but... Instead of dwelling on it, I look into her eyes, trying to keep my voice as light as possible. My decision is firm, but a swirling pit forms in my stomach. I take her hands in mine. Whatever is making her hesitate is making me nervous. I try to keep it light. So, what's going on with you? I know something's on your mind.
The truth is, the Nines are retreating. Soon we won't be able to see each other anymore.
As warm as I felt telling myself the truth at last, her words make me go cold. So, my words falter. I take a deep breath, but inhale them. The letters tangling in my nose and choking me before I can get them out. I didn't expect it, but...
James?
She touches my face with fingers that feel cool for the first time. It isn't until she does that I realize my face is wet. Sorry, I guess this is a weird reaction. I'm not angry that the war will be over soon. I trail off, wiping the tears from my cheeks. I clear my throat once, twice. Is there any way you can stay?
Ask Daddy.
She winks as if she's joking, but it fades into a hopeless expression. Touché. I let out a hollow laugh. Will that actually help? She looks away, her expression serious.
We only have a few weeks left before the Nine retreat from Earth space. I don't want to leave Daddy. I don't want to leave, but Daddy would never allow me to stay. He's not pleased with you. He demands that I relinquish my claim on you.
Both of us fall silent. I bridge my fingers together, then glance at her. No one is pleased with poor James. Man, my dude, my poor dude. And what if you don't?
What do you mean?
I mean exactly as I said. What if you don't relinquish your claim on me? What if we stay together? She opens her mouth and closes it. As people do when they chew. No, I don't know. I put my arm around the back of our seating space, shifting closer to her so that her side is pressed against mine. With a careful hand, I turn her face gently so that we're face to face. Somewhere inside, I wonder where exactly I became so comfortable touching her and why I hadn't taken advantage of that fact. It seems more and more to me that I was taking our relationship for granted. I try to keep my tone measured like I'm talking about the weather. What if you stay here on Earth with me?
With you?
She echoes my words distantly, still looking unblinkingly into my eyes. I'm hypnotized. Maybe you can get used to crappy Earth food, even though I know you don't like it, but if not, there's plenty of Nine neighborhoods we could go to if you get homesick. I stroke her cheek gently.
And what about your Niling?
May? Considering how hero-crazy she is, I don't think it'll be the Nine part that's all that hard to adjust to. I offer a crooked smile. You might have to stop kicking indoors and threatening people, but I'm sure May would love you. Noya leans forward and rests her chin on the curve where my neck meets her shoulder. She mumbles into my skin, her voice vibrating my bones.
But I don't know how to fit in with humans, how to be like them. I do not understand your ways. I cannot...
Noya, I'm not saying you have to. I'm just telling you that you can stay with me. That if it's you, then I'm always an option. She pulls away.
Why are you doing this?
Because I look her in the face and drink her in. All I have to do is say it. The tears I'd wiped away return, threatening to spill over. I really don't want her to go. Where would I be without her silly misunderstandings? Or the way she would turn up her nose at human food while simultaneously admiring the way it looked. Or the way she texted me with emojis because she thought it was retro. We can't really get all that much closer considering that we're already pretty close, but... I bring my hand to the back of her neck and gently steer her forward so that she's back in my arms. Only one thing on my mind. Maybe a kiss won't change things, maybe it won't convince her to stay, but at this moment it seems like the right thing to do. I shut my eyes and gently press my mouth to hers. With every movement of my lips, stroke of my tongue, I try to convey those words. I love you and I don't want you to leave. I tilt my head, angling my mouth to taste her a little more. I love you, and I don't want you to leave. I bring her closer, my hands running down to her hips. I lift my hand and curl my fingers into her hair. I pull away. Yeah, the rhetorical repetitiveness, right? I know Winston Churchill's famous speech. I pull away, breathing quickly, even though our lips are apart. I hope it's conveyed through every inch of me. Her expression is still bewildered. I can't take the risk. There's too much miscommunication between us for me to even be slightly obtuse. Listen to me, Noya. I love you and I don't want you to leave. She gapes at me for a long moment, then takes a deep breath, shutting her eyes. She doesn't respond for what feels like a lifetime. I'm holding her, but she doesn't feel any color, or any cooler, or warmer. Either this room regulates her temperature when she's emotional, or I'm losing my touch. I can't help but feel a sense of pride at how good I'm getting at reading her, though. Noya, do you understand what I mean? Her eyes rise to meet mine. Hypnotizing.
Yes, the translation came through quite clearly. I'm just mildly overwhelmed.
That happens? I guess I should have kissed you sooner. She waves her hand dismissively.
I'm not speaking of that. That was pleasant but fleeting. I'm more stirred by your words. Deeply satisfied, even. I'm surprised at myself. I did not think I needed to hear them, and yet...
She looks at me expectantly.
Say them again!
Her bossiness makes me smile. As you wish. Noya, I love you.
Good.
I look at her, my heart fluttering anxiously in my chest as I look at her expectantly.
Now let me turn your flimsy human feelings into results.
And per usual, she blows away my expectations. Flimsy? Noya eyes me with pride, sliding her fingers along my neck tenderly. Make no mistake, your words are endearing. I will think on them often, but they will not convince Daddy not to erase you from existence. I must make you valuable, make us valuable, so that Daddy will have no choice but to acknowledge our necessity on this world. What are you plotting? Noya meets my eyes, her expression thoughtful. Unfortunately, diplomacy. Your human authorities will need Nyan ambassadors, as the transition from the post-war era will be difficult for everyone involved. Thankfully, as Her Royal Highness and heir to the Nyan throne, my investment in personal involvement puts me in a particularly binding position, one that I can use to my advantage. I will volunteer myself as ambassador for hopes of greater bonds between human and Naya kind, such as those I have developed. At least I can pretend that's the reason. Daddy is not going to be happy, but considering my unpleasantries with the Nyan court, this fixes more issues than it causes. Even he will see that, and if he tries to refuse, I will deal with it as best I can. How? She smiles brightly, looking much more enthused. Less diplomatically. I want to ask what that means and maybe be there to see it, when she leans forward suddenly, surprising me with another gentle touch of her lips against mine. I oblige, noting that, strangely, her lips don't burn as much as I imagined. I break our lips to ask a brief, breathy question. Do Nyans usually kiss? Kiss? If you mean this use of the lips, then it is very different from Nyan expressions of affection. I enjoy it very much. I try not to laugh. Still, I can only wonder what Nyan expressions of affection are like. I'm sure I'll find out. This is the Noya I love. We hold each other on the ship. I'm trying and failing to find a reason to let go of her, if only so I can get back to Earth. But I can't let go of the heat that surrounds me. I feel like I'm holding fire in my arms. Ugh. Dangerous, unpredictable, burping, comforting, warm. When I shut my eyes, she leans into me, nuzzling gently into my chest. No matter what, I'll always keep her close. I'll always protect this fragile thing we have with everything within my power, and I know she'll do the same. James Sprout, good ending! Oh my god, I got the good ending, peaches and green. Dude. Okay, so, basically, what this means is we're gonna have to start from the beginning and then get to that middle part where it asked us what route we really want to play with, right? Because doesn't that do that?
Oh my god, shut up, holy shit, so like you go through this shit, right?
So, you like click through this, and there's like a part like kind of in like the beginning middle, where it then goes like, oh, which route do you want to do? So, we're gonna do that, but before we do that though,
I am going to say good night.
hey everybody, this is Ryan Sierre, your favorite chocolatey eclair. Thanks so much for checking out my amateur voice acting. Leave a like if you liked it, leave a comment if you wanna give feedback. Thanks so much.